Vénganse, vénganse, vénganse. Vamos a jugar hoy, hoy, hoy. Vamos a cantar hoy, hoy, hoy. Vamos a llorar hoy, hoy, hoy. Vamos a fumar hoy, hoy, hoy. Vamos a jugar hoy, hoy, hoy. Vamos.
Hey friends, welcome to another episode on this frequency. I'm Natalie, we got Rickie Lee and Raymond Andrew. What's up, y'all?
Hello.
Everyone on the chat, hey. Well, I was thinking right now, we need to come up, or maybe the chatters on Twitch need to come up with the name.
What do you mean?
The
You know
name
what I
for
mean?
what?
Like their name. Like, can we call them
Their
the
usernames?
OTF? No.
Like they're-
Like as
like
a
the group.
collective. As a collective.
Like
Like
team-
the
like-
OTFers.
Like
OTFers.
Team Hex.
Yeah. Or like
OTFers. I like OTFers.
Like
that's
OTFers?
our group.
No, that's us.
The OTFers.
What about them? Well, maybe we can include
Yeah,
them. I don't know.
OTFers.
You guys kind of chat amongst yourselves. What would you like your collective name to be? I don't know.
Freaks.
Freaks. Because frequencies.
I like
I
that.
do
There
like
it
that.
is. There's our wordsmith.
Okay, Ellie.
Coming in hot. Coming in
And
hot.
we get to go ahead and add that as a fucking emote for all our freaks.
Yes.
Perfect. Yes, I'm that much more excited now about
Hell yeah, let's
this
go.
fucking episode.
And Cynthia, she wants to know if it's country theme. Are we vaqueros today? What's going
You
on?
know what I'm saying? I apologize. I don't have boots on today.
He took a nap instead.
You know what? We're going to start calling people out, huh? We're going to start calling people out, Rickie Lee.
Listen, what happens before this episode is on you. You know what? If you need to take a nap, you need to take a nap. But it is...
Naps are essential.
I'm going to be the better person.
It is Western Wear Day.
Yeah.
We are
What inspired
vaqueros.
it? Because
Yeah.
we got the
we were
message.
notified.
We got the message from Natalie. Natalie was like, "Hey, I'm
Western
rocking
wear.
my boots today," and I was like, "I don't have my boots. I have a tejana, which I'm known for wearing at the
Yep.
stadium. So
Yes.
I have no problem rocking it."
And thank y'all for rocking your shit because y'all look fucking bomb. What inspired it? I was, I feel like 1 month old today. I was 1 month old when I discovered who Peso Pluma was.
Oh, okay.
And I've had my cowboy boots for some time. So that's just aside from the fact
You have.
But yeah, so this whole like Peso Pluma rave, this whole corridos are making a wave here in mainstream media. It seems like I feel like I was yesterday years old when I discovered that corridos was a quote unquote thing. I guess, and I'm saying that because there are a lot of people in my friends groups that listen to corridos religiously, like that's their genre of music that they prefer. So
That's their
I don't,
go-to?
yeah, so
Guilty.
right. So I don't want to sit here and say like all of a sudden corridos is here. No, corridos has been here. It's just now
The mainstream, like it's something that isn't gonna scare anybody away.
right. No,
Right.
it's bringing everyone in, which I am so about.
It's dope because we see it. Like I think in California, especially Southern California, especially, we're used to this shit.
Yeah.
Like I grew up on this shit. Like I grew up listening to Chalino and Tupac.
Right.
You know what I mean? So it's like there was not really a difference. Like that was just the culture we were around,
Yeah,
right?
for sure.
So to see people embrace that shit,
Yeah.
is really fucking cool because there's so many groups now, right? And
Yeah.
you're talking like Peso Pluma, Grupo Frontera, fucking, and they're not. The crazy part is, maybe it's a little bit. I wouldn't say racist.
But say it.
I wouldn't
Let's
say
see.
it's racist.
Okay.
But the thing is, they generalize it, right? And it's coming from this certain area where some of the dopest bands aren't even from Mexico. They have Mexican descent, right? Like their families, their ancestry's from Mexico. But like dudes like Grupo Frontera, I was telling Rickie, they're from Texas.
Really?
And they're one of the biggest bands out right now. You know, you got Grupo Firme, you got fucking Peso Pluma, you have so many fucking bands right now.
Which
Yeah.
one has a song with Bad Bunny right now that's like the #1 song on
think
the
that's,
planet?
Frontera, the Grupo Frontera.
And they have
Number
one,
one song.
They have one with Ice Cube too, I think.
Has it dropped
Really?
already? I thought it was.
I don't like it.
I haven't heard it.
I don't like
I
it.
haven't either. I didn't even know
What
that
don't
was
you
a
like
thing.
about it?
I don't like Ice Cube's verse, and I get, so a lot of people will be like, "Oh, well, you're missing the big picture." I'm not missing the big picture. I do get the big picture, but just
What didn't you like about the verse?
it just doesn't flow. It doesn't flow with like if we,
What it says or how he delivers it?
just his delivery. I think the way people were shitting on Bad Bunny because Bad Bunny wants to do a fucking like trap corrido track. Like just because Ice Cube, that's not shit on him. His delivery, respectfully, was not that great.
Interesting.
And I feel like
take a listen.
we probably could have used or gotten someone better to represent that. But again, going back to a conversation we were having earlier, where it's just like there's just some people that you need to, whether they're good or they're not good, you need them to be able to open up that door for the bigger picture.
Yeah.
So that we can get a Peso Pluma to be known the way Bad Bunny's known, or the way Drake. Because that was the thing that I had sent you. I was like, this is dope. How
You had never heard of him before Ray sent that there?
no, it's been like about a month.
Oh, you had?
had, yeah.
Oh, I had. That was my first time.
Oh, okay.
And it's dope.
you like?
Yeah. Do you like them? Have you heard besides the one song?
No. And I didn't go back to try to listen to his stuff. I was just more like, that's just an accomplishment.
Yes.
That's a lot of hard work to get where you get to.
Yeah.
It's not
to
an
get
easy
noticed
thing.
like that, especially in that genre of music.
I like why he came up with his name, like how he came up with it. So that was good. That I respected that alone. Like
Yeah.
just accomplishing those kind of merits is like all due respect.
Yeah, yeah. But like Ray's saying, the way that they're going about collaborating with other genres of music to let this particular genre of corridos be known is amazing, and I don't think it's been done. I feel like it's coming up more, but before I felt like it was just all right, R&B with R&B, hip hop with hip hop. This with
There
this,
was
but never a mix.
There was never the mixture, because then I think I don't know if I sent the group or I sent it just to Rickie, but there was a dude on TikTok and he was singing, like he was cleaning the kitchen, and it was a black dude and he was just singing in the kitchen and he was like word for word going with the entire song. And
Yep.
That's dope.
like even the ad libs, like calling people out in the middle of the song, but he was doing it in Spanish. Like it was dope.
Yeah.
Because there are people like that, like especially like I said in Southern California, we have that, like
there's like a melting pot.
It
is a melting pot.
We have a bunch of like people, like I have a bunch of black friends that will look and be like, yeah, that's my carnal right there, you know.
Yeah.
They get like a pass the same way they would probably give us a pass for saying certain words or
Right.
or expressions, right? So it's just like, all right, cool, but it's just this whole like mixing of the genres is dope, because again, it's gonna open up. Some people didn't like the Bad Bunny collaboration that he had, and to me, it's just like it's not the greatest, but it's gonna open up shit. I think one of the dopest people to do it right now is Becky G. Becky G.
Yeah.
She
I
brought
love her
out
voice.
Peso Pluma at
Yeah.
Coachella. Like, I wonder how long it would have taken Peso Pluma to be able to do a Coachella stage in general.
Yeah.
Right.
And for her to be able to like love his music and what he stands for, and saying,
Put
come
him
on my stage. Like,
Yeah.
she
How was
could,
that one shot?
Yeah.
That
Yeah.
one shot.
and
That,
I think
Yeah,
that's
he
one
got
of
it.
I think that's where it was like boom. There
Yes.
he is.
Yeah.
Like-
that definitely did it for me. I think that when I heard about that, my sister had listened to Peso Pluma in the past, and then as soon as I heard, oh yeah, Becky G put Peso Pluma, and I was like, all right, let me go see who this guy's about. And then I was like, oh, I'm in. Let me in this bandwagon.
You got a
I'm
funny
all about
haircut.
it. I mean, you know, he's a little funny, but we're here for
It's cute.
for
It's cute.
the
It's cute.
the
I
movement.
mean,
you know
that's
what I mean?
At the end of the day, if that's
a
what
young
if
kid,
that's
right?
what you got to pick apart from everything he's done,
no, I actually like it. I
we
think
can't
it's
all
very
be perfect, you know.
No, I don't think it's.
We're not all Raymond Andrew.
Dropping shit over here. I don't think it's. I think it's cute. I think it's distinct and it makes it. You're like, what?
Well, if you
I
go,
like it.
if you go to Fontana, and I don't know how often
They're all like they have haircuts.
all
Like
the young kids, they all look just like that. All the kids that go to AB Miller, at Wanda, like all the little paisa homies, they all look like that. they don't walk around with their hanas. A lot of these kids actually wear snapbacks and Air Force Ones.
Right.
They're also embracing the hip hop community, but they're doing it their way by expressing what I had explained to Rickie earlier. Is just like we grew up on narco corridos, right? Like Chalino, Lupillo, fucking Larry Hernandez, all those fools that were playing all that, right? Where today's version of corridos is trap corridos, and they have like a heavy bass.
Very poppy.
Yeah. So it's just like, it's dope because it's different. And at some point you can't hate on the generations coming up because they're the ones that are going to open it up. They're the ones that are going to make other people look at, like, well, if this was what this was, what was it before then? And then they get to go into the Chalinos and all that shit, right? Like they get to go to the past and actually indulge in all of it and embrace the culture because
and it is huge because my first direct experience with that, I was working at Sony Norte in Santa Monica like 20 years ago when Chalino's son died. I can't remember his son, Adan. When he died, he was signed to Sony Music, and I'll never forget like walking into the office, the amount of flowers and arrangements that were.
He was loved just as much as his dad, if not more.
So big,
and I think
correct
because
I got the chills.
because he was from here, is he was one of us. He spoke just like this.
I had never seen anything like that before.
He was like
humble kid.
super humble, and it's a trip because, like, again, it goes back to what I was saying earlier. A lot of these artists, their ancestry is from there, but they're from here. You know, like I don't know how familiar our audience is with like the IE and shit like that, but there's a lot of artists that come out of the IE that
Travis Barker, Fontana High School.
But like, so
I feel like I know him.
do you remember Patio?
Who?
El Patio.
Oh, hell yeah. I went there all the time.
So
18 going in there.
I have no idea what El Patio is.
Patio.
El Patio is one of the biggest clubs out in Rialto. And it was to the point where all these artists back in the 2000s were always mentioning El Patio. Like the way they would mention all the big clubs in Mexico, they put El Patio right next to it because you had
Rialto?
In Rialto, you had dudes like Larry Hernandez, fucking Gerardo Ortiz, all those dudes. Everybody was fucking going out there just to kick it. We were all bumping shoulders with fools like this.
Yeah, and you wanted to be a part of that. Like you wanted to go there. That was the place to be if you were in the IE and if you were young and able to go there.
And I think the cool thing about it, because I was actually thinking on my way over here, like people, there's this disconnect, right? Where it's like there's country music. And it's American country music. We call it country music, right? But then there's what we listen to as far as like corridos, like which some will call regional Mexican music.
Right. Yes, it took me a minute when I heard that. I was like, what is like, regional Mexican music?
Corridos and all that, like that's no different than country music. The only difference is it's in a different fucking country, fool. We wear the same shit.
Yeah,
we listening to the same fucking stories.
Yeah.
How is what a narco corrido talking about any different from what Willie Nelson was talking about? These things are all the same fucking thing. The only difference is the pigmentation of the skin isn't the same.
Yeah, I feel like growing up listening to corridos, and rightfully so, right? Because it was, you're talking about narcos and stuff like that. It wasn't necessarily accepted. And I know when I used to listen to it, my mom would say, ¿Qué estás escuchando? ¿Qué es eso?
Quita eso.
¿Qué es esa música? Like, that's not music.
There's like that traditional sense too, right? Because there's people like Juan Gabriel and Ana Gabriel and all those people that didn't sing. But if you listen, like some of these dudes that sing now are heavy influenced by those artists. Yeah. And you could hear it. Like a lot of the banda that's out right now is cumbia heavy. You know what I mean? Like Grupo Frontera, they're super fucking heavy on the accordion, and it just comes out super cumbia. Like everything ends up being that route where everyone just wants to get up and fucking dance.
That's what I love about that music.
You guys remember the Cumbia Kings? I was just thinking
about
that.
I play them all the time.
Along with the Cumbia Kings, it was Adan Chalino Sanchez and the Cumbia Kings for me. Those were the two. All high school, that's all I was listening to.
And quick shout out, because our homeboy Julian Torres, from he actually is one of the mariachis that plays at Dodger Stadium. Snoop Dogg actually collaborated with him. And
Stop it.
And he's on, I believe, I'm not sure exactly if he's signed to Death Row now.
Are you serious?
But
Wow.
that's how I know you don't pay attention to
I
social
don't.
media. If you look,
don't.
So today he even posted a video with him and Snoop Dogg, like behind the scenes, and one of the
What the hell?
one of the other mariachi, the girls, I forgot her name, and she always says hi to me when she's there.
The violin player?
And she was there with them too. The entire that whole entire mariachi group
With
was
Snoop.
with Snoop Dogg.
How amazing is that? What an accomplishment.
And so he had something that was dropping today, and then he ended up like showing the behind the scenes.
That's awesome.
I don't know if it was a music video, but it's dope, especially a guy like Julian, to see him being able to like be on those platforms. And again, like shout out to people like Snoop Dogg who embrace
He's doing everything.
our
Snoop
fucking
Dogg
culture,
is
you know?
everywhere doing everything.
See, and so Ice Cube could have did the same thing, right?
Yeah.
Like he didn't have to do the song. He could have did something like this at Snoop Dogg. Like Snoop Dogg obviously he jumped on the MS and shit, and that shit sounded dope, right? That flow went with how they play.
I gotta listen to this Ice Cube song.
Yeah.
now.
Ice Cube doesn't.
I need to listen. But did you know that Snoop has a children's song? Mm-hmm.
Snoop has
She has a whole
everything.
album.
It's a whole album
Yeah.
of children. Okay,
It's
I
an
didn't know
album.
that. I didn't know that. But
I've played it.
I just
for
thought,
the,
well, you sent it
sent it
to
to
me,
you,
and I
yeah.
was like, this man is everywhere. Like Snoop is legit doing everything.
he is just collecting his coins wherever he needs to.
He's a good example
Ain't
of
no shame.
He's a good example of a conversation we had a few weeks ago about dying empty with your creativity. Like,
yeah.
let me just try everything, explore everything.
Like, pour it all
Because
out.
who knows what's gonna, who knows? And he's making money along the way.
Yeah.
But
yeah.
I think ultimately leaving a really good example for his kids. Like, just try it. Just
I
get
can
out
do
there
it
and
all.
do it.
I can
Yeah.
be in CSI Miami, and I can do a kids thing, and I can do
sign
a
sign
hip-hop
Julian
and-
to fucking
Yeah.
death row.
I think that attributes to just his upbringing though too. Like there's a lot of like these young kids now that like to act like they came from a certain area or they're a part of a certain thing, and it's just like you're really not, bro.
Right.
Because if you really were, you'd be really, really fucking happy to not be a part of that anymore.
Correct.
Like
yeah.
Snoop came from where he came from and did the shit that he did, but now look what he's doing.
He
You know
was
what I
able to
mean?
evolve.
Like it's like boom, I'm fucking 50-some years old. I don't need to be doing that shit no
Wait,
more.
how old is Snoop?
Snoop, he's got to be like 50, 54, 55.
50 and change, right? Mm-hmm.
But it's crazy. Like I'm loving it. Like you're
Like McDonald's?
back to the.
He's had that song since I got in the studio. He was saying it. Somehow the words now crept up.
Oh.
That's low key how I sound check everything. I'm in here sound checking by myself, making sure everything's set up cool.
And that's
So I'm like,
that's
check.
the song
Yeah,
you choose.
I'm like check 1 2 da 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 da. You know, like
We're gonna have a hidden cam and see what Ray does.
Yeah, his behind the scenes.
but it's dope. Like so going back to your question, like
It's dope.
what our thoughts are and
Yeah.
how it's crossing into mainstream media. I think it's dope.
I think so too.
Not everybody's gonna like it, and they're not going to. You know, again, one of the things that I told Rickie was like, it took someone like Elvis for us to know what real rock and roll was, because rock and roll has always been around, right? And a lot of us, whether you like Elvis or not, he did something for that culture and that community to
Yeah. Yeah.
to let it be known. And now we do our research like, wait a minute, he didn't invent rock and roll. These blues singers invented rock and roll.
Yeah.
These dudes in the fields are singing rock and roll, picking all this shit for everybody. Like,
He
all
just
right,
happened to
like
be the right color.
He
and
just
the right-
happened to be the right everything in order for the world to hear what they wanted them to hear.
That's wild, huh?
But you know what else is dope? Mother's Day was
Was it
the
Wednesday?
Mexican Mother's Day
So
was
much
on
pressure,
Wednesday.
man.
Happy
with all of
Mother's
that.
Day.
Happy Mother's
if
Day
you're
to
a
all the
mother,
mamas.
If you're not,
to
How's
your
the-
mother, happy Mother's Day.
How's your mama journey going, Natalie?
Amazing. You know what? It's beautiful. It's a beautiful journey thus far. I can't complain.
I'm sorry, it's an exhausting thing. I babysat DeLuca. Only 3 hours, and I told Ray I'm exhausted.
It is exhausting. That's
Like my
definitely a
shoulder
thing.
hurt because he's tubby as hell.
He's
Yeah.
not. You're just small. We demonstrated
man.
you don't have the arm length to
to
withhold.
navigate. No, yeah, I mean, no, for sure. Don't get me wrong. It is definitely exhausting, but I don't think I wake up a day like, oh my God, what did I do? This was a mistake. No, I am just in it. I am in it and I'm in love and I'm loving every moment of it. I am enjoying the obviously him, but just the way that I've set up my life to be able to be present and be the type of mom that I've wanted to be. I feel like everything has aligned for me in that sense, and I've manifested this type of mom lifestyle. And I
What
mean,
is your mom lifestyle?
in a sense that I, like, for a long time, I didn't want to have kids because I wanted to get all of my juices out.
Oh, yeah.
No pun intended. Right? But I wanted to just get it all out and not have to be responsible for anything or anyone. And then I wanted to be able to be present, be aware, be mindful, be self-aware, so that I can be the best version of myself that I could be for my child. And I think I struggled a little bit in the beginning in the sense that I didn't know how I wanted to provide financially. And so I didn't work for, 9-10 months, right? And so all of that was due to, I didn't want to be away from my child. I wanted to be able to care and provide and watch him grow and be able to have that bonding that all of the books say that, hey, you should bond with your kid until he's 3 years old, and maybe you shouldn't put him on the floor because you're going to traumatize the poor child. And so that was definitely, front of mind for me. And so finally I was able to say, you know what, if I'm going to work, I want to work from home. If I'm going to make money, I want to make X amount. If I want to do a job, it's going to be this. And so Mike and I really got into this, I guess, a little bit of a predicament because we were in a little bit of not to put too much shit out there, right? But to give you guys a little bit of an idea. Yeah. Mike and I had to make a decision. Like, you know what? We have to make money. Like, we need to provide. We got bills to pay, and that's just the truth, right? We don't come from wealthy families. We're not well off like that. So I told Mike, hey, you know what? I'm going to work and we need to pay bills. And if I am going to find a job, it needs to be X, it needs to be Y, it needs to be Z. Meaning I need to work from home. I need to make X amount of dollars. And I don't want to do overtime. I just want to get my check and then call it a weekend, or you know what I mean? So that has provided me the ability to be there with my kid, watch him grow. I still exclusively breastfeed, which I know last season I talked to you guys a lot about. I want to do this breastfeeding thing. This is really important to me, and I've been able to do it, and I'm really proud of myself because we're 11 months strong.
How long are you going to go?
Exclusively breastfeeding. I don't know. I really don't want to pressure myself to have like a cutoff time. Naturally, DeLuca's eating more solid foods, and
he
so
eats everything.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. So I'm not worried about like this is the sole thing that is gonna give my baby nutrients.
It's
more of an attachment now. Yeah.
And I'm just flowing, and it feels good. It feels good.
I got home from work when I went to go and take care of him.
Yeah.
So the break that I had in between was just the drive home, and then
to my house,
and then to your house to
Yeah.
watch him, and then just home and go to sleep. And I was like, oh my God, I'm exhausted.
It is.
But I was thinking,
you're getting
like,
old too, so
I am getting old, and but then also too, I hit it hard when I went in with him because it was just like, oh my God, let's do all the fun
like an
things.
explosion.
was.
You're excited to see him because you've missed him for so long.
Yes,
and
we had
Pour all this
fun.
energy.
Like it was just, it was a lot of energy, right? But then I was thinking about it a couple days later, and I was like, damn, you know what? I had an interesting transition. Like I was exhausted, and I was away from him.
Yeah.
And then drove into him.
Yeah.
You're there all day with him.
Yeah.
You have no break. There's no transition from, okay, my space here to my space now at home, which I was thinking because of a friend of mine. Her baby is, I think she just turned a year old. And she works 2 days from
Office and then home.
yeah, three in the office, 2 at home.
Nice.
And I told her, I said, Sharon, are you happy when you come to work?
Oh.
She's like, why are you asking me that? And I said, because, dude, I'm exhausted. She goes, I feel really guilty admitting this, but yes. She goes, I need a break. She goes, because it's too much. Like, there's no distinction between, I mean, you can close the door to your office.
Right.
And focus on working, but you know that this is going on in the background and you can't really fully give yourself to something, which you don't ever really fully do that. But I mean, have you thought about that? Like how space can actually be a beneficial thing for all of you guys?
So I'm glad that you brought that up, because just this week I had to put my foot down with Mike and I was like, I'm sorry, I can't do this. Meaning that you're home and I'm home. But I feel like because Mike has a lot more flexibility in what he's doing right now and I don't, I tell him, you know what? I need a break. And I think we both had like kind of just had to poke at each other and just let it out and then just be cool after. Because he felt like he wasn't getting a break. He has to take care of the child all day, right? And then I'm working all day. And then as soon as I'm done working, all right, well, now it's, I'm putting the mom and the wife hat on. Let's cook dinner. Let's start bath time. Let's get this. Let's get that. And so I was telling Mike, like, I have not stopped since 5 o'clock in the morning. I don't end until 10 o'clock at night. And so my I'm just drained, right? And so, which that turned into, we need to find a nanny. We need somebody here every single day to be able to.
But you would still both all be there.
So, no. Yes and no. So, I told in my search and the nanny and this and that, I said, I don't want my kid here. Take him outside. Oh, wow. Take him to play. Take him. I don't care where you go. Just get him out of this house, because it'll help me. It'll help Mike. And it'll actually help DeLuca. DeLuca loves being outside. He loves to watch the trees, to see the cars. Anytime that, because he's almost walking now. So anytime that we're walking, the direction he takes me in is outside to our patio. And so when we do that, when I'm walking him on the stroller, he gets really excited and really happy that we're out. So I did tell that's what I've been doing these last couple of weeks is interviewing nannies. I think I found the one. I'm so excited to have her. And so in my search and in my interview with her, I tell her, hey, you know what? Like, we do both work from home. And that is what it is. And so what I'm asking you is that I want no screen time. I don't want my kid in front of a TV. I don't even want my kid in the living room. Take him outside. Please just walk him, stroller him. I don't care what it is. Fly a kite. I don't care. Just get him out.
It'd be the same as if you were to drop him off with a babysitter.
Yeah.
The only difference is you're not dropping him off. They're picking him up. Which is really cool, because I think that's the biggest part that people miss. Like, you have to make sure that your kids aren't in front of the TV. Like, a lot of times, even with my kids, like, we get home, they'll do homework, and I'm like, all right, cool. And they'll look at me like, can you put something on the TV? Like, no. Like, chill. Play with each other. Do something, and
there's
fight. Enjoy each other.
Like, said fight.
Look at the hat. The hat made me.
Fight. What's happening?
Well, they have to. They're going to argue. They're going to. And it's mainly my daughter doing shit to my son, But
poking.
But you have to. That's a really important part, is finding someone that is gonna do things the way, not exactly how you do it, but similar to what you do, right? Because then there's gonna be that transition of going back from the nanny to you within the day, and you're not gonna want to have to deal with him not being used to that flow, or it being interrupted, because then now it's a struggle for you, to try to get him to do what you want him to do, because he's so used to the nanny doing something a certain way, right? So it's just like, we
have to be in alignment. Yeah, for sure. And that's one of the things that has been really important to me throughout, is like, you know what, let's make sure that DeLuca is stimulated, that he's not just wandering back and forth in the hallway at our house, that he gets out and that he's breathing fresh air
and has experiences with other people, because attachment is a big thing. I just text you. I just sent you this book that I started reading called Mating in Captivity by one of my favorite authors. Her name is Esther Perel.
Okay.
She's Hungarian and I love her accent. Okay. I just love how she speaks. But
she narrates the book.
Yes. Okay. And I think her focus, or what she is famous for is trying to change people's perspective on infidelities, right? But in this
Hot
book,
topic for us throughout.
yes, but this book isn't necessarily about that.
Okay.
It's a precursor to it, but
Okay.
I'm fascinated that she talks about how important space is in between couples, for couples, like how it becomes like the success of your companionship depends on how much time you spend with one another.
We talked about
Too
that.
much time, no time, and just the right amount of time. Where
Yeah.
she has prescribed to her patients because they're spending like so much time together that they just lose sight of one another. She prescribes like, okay, like one of you needs to move out.
Oh, interesting.
One of you needs to move out.
Oh, fun.
And so one of the couples, right? One of the couples, the one who like they both work it out to where they can both afford to one live in the same place and the other one another. And they
Yeah.
talk about how that just revitalized their individual lives and
Yeah.
then their relationship.
Yeah.
Which then made me think like this is why I've always been saying like throughout, no matter who I end up with, right? I want my own space. Like if we live in the same house, cool. You have your room, I have my room.
Yeah.
Or let's build a house and we're separate, but
There's a
and
common
we have
room.
a common room and then every night you make a choice. If I want to sleep with you or you want to come and sleep with me,
Yeah.
it's an active choice to go.
And you have to both be in that understanding,
Yes.
not to
Yeah,
take it
for sure.
personal, right?
Yes.
Like,
For sure.
Because we ended, I think, was it this week or last week?
They all blur together.
The way we speak to each other, yes, it's all
Yeah.
like
it all
that. Like,
together.
just
jumbles
throw it
together.
at the fucking wall. We'll just pick a topic. But we had actually, I learned about that book because she was telling me the same thing, and I had mentioned to her like that makes a lot of fucking sense, right?
Yeah.
Because the thing is, you even like if you're upset with your significant other, now you're going to you have to lay next to that dude
Yeah.
or that lady, like you're
Be
just
in
pissed.
each other's pissed energy.
You know, and it's just like that's not good. Like I sleep on the couch most of the time now, which I'm fucking cool with. Like
Wait,
people,
you're not in the doghouse though,
no,
right?
no, a lot of
Oh shit, my nail just popped off and it flew.
that shit did fucking
It did
fly.
fly.
Jesus Christ, we're gonna have to slow motion that for the video.
Bring it, play it back.
It was excited about the sleeping on the couch thing.
But yeah, we like the main reason why I sleep on the couch is my daughter took my whole fucking space.
Yeah.
You know, but at the end of the day too, it's kind of cool because it's like I've developed a fucking routine where it's just like, not to be explicit, but it's just like when it comes down to that time,
Right.
it's kind of like when you're dating, you know,
Yeah.
it's just like, ooh, now it's time to close the door, you know?
Right.
Not to where it's just like, I guess lay over, but I gotta wash these things later, like, you know what I
Right,
mean?
right,
Like,
right.
it's just like it is what it is. Like it gives a different feel to
And
the relationship.
appreciation.
Yeah, because
And appreciation for the other person because and I think it sucks for the people that got married or were together or survived COVID.
Yeah.
Because you were
You're
stuck
together.
with that person for like the
Like
entire
cabin
time.
fever.
It was cabin fever. Like there was nothing. This was it, and you guys, you know, those folks survived it. But then now what? Like, how do you break? Because I think that there were a lot of attachment, and I'm thinking about my own relationships that I had with people where it was such a strong attachment during COVID, where it was like, I can't be without this person.
Yeah.
But in fact, you do need that break, and you do
Right.
need that. And so I tell you cautiously, right? Keep that in mind. And this is why I told you, like, yes, and I guess I'm expressing this as just a seasoned mother, right?
Right.
Yes, you don't want to miss a moment, and you want to be there for everything. But in that desire, cautiously can come your disconnect with yourself, leading into you really not being the best for him, because now he just knows you as my
You're always
mom.
here.
He doesn't know you as my mom, Natalie. You are your own person, and you want him to distinguish those things.
Right, right. No, which is why it was also important for me
For both you and my brother. I mean that sharedly.
as parents. Yes. And so I think that was the conversation initially with Mike and just within myself too about, all right, well, I have this podcast. I have Primavera Color Limon. These things are keeping me sanity. They keep me busy. They keep me distracted. They keep me able to just be my own person, having my own goals outside of being a mom and outside of being a wife and things like that, right? And so I told Mike to, like, you need to do something. Like, you need to leave the house.
And we got him busy now at Dodger Stadium right now.
leave.
He's been helping us.
Because equally, like, him being...
Better be careful what you ask for.
He's been a huge help.
And it does bite me in the ass later sometimes, because as much as I want him to be out of the house, because when I see him, and because things are... and because I'm a control freak, right? Because things are out of order, or dishes need to be washed, or laundry needs to be done, and he's just sitting there. I'm like, why the fuck are
Like, you're not even helping.
Shit.
I might as well do this on my own. But you know what though? I think even with that whole balance that Rickie was talking about, like, I think when you get so used to being complacent with that, that takes away like the joys. Like, even though you're not missing the moment,
Right.
you may not be as excited to see him do something for the first time. To as opposed to where you do have all like you do have these breaks in between, and then you see him do it. I would rather let him see my emotion, be super excited that I seen him do something for the first time,
Right.
even though it wasn't his first time. Like, I think he would be like, oh. She really
liked
like
this.
I've done this before. I could keep doing this, you know.
Yeah.
Men are like that too, where they need that like acknowledgement.
I think humans
I
are
know
like
you're
that,
right.
though,
People in general, you're right.
Because how often, like, even with you, like, you could keep doing something, and you do it around certain people, and if I acknowledge it or Hector acknowledges it, depending,
It's different.
because we're
It
not
hits
with
different.
you all the time. You're like, oh, you like that, huh? Like, that was cool, huh? You like how I did that with the music here? You like how I did that?
You know
there?
what?
Like,
You're right. It's
And then
a
you show
human
off.
thing. It's a human thing. It's not a male thing, so to speak. Yeah, we do want to feel like we did something good, and that, you know, you were surprised by something, or you really like it. It's a motivator.
Yeah, for sure.
That's cool.
I lost my thought. Where were we going?
I don't know, but
Vacuuming.
no, vacuuming. You're full senora mode now.
Oh my god. No, but I was thinking about that, like how important space is for us, like physical, like actual space away from one another.
Like, in doing all that, like, do you think, even with having the nanny now, and how you were explaining just right now, how like you want Mike to start doing things, and you want Mike to just do something other than what he's usually doing, because he's just sitting there. Because a lot of times
It's a terrible picture. Poor Michael.
No.
Imagine like he's
because you know what, Samantha and I had this conversation earlier where we were talking about she was talking about somebody at work, and she was like, yeah, she kept doing this. I'm like, so she was really just being more in the way. You know, not to say that Mike's in the way, but it's just like, if you're expecting something to get done and he's not even doing it, and you got to do it now, it's just like, you might as well just leave so I can do this and not look at you and be pissed that you're sitting here not doing it while I'm doing it when you could have been doing it.
Yes.
So I get that part because I've done that. And again, I'm not.
But
it's also communicating too, though, what your expectations are, because you can't expect to be mind readers and expect someone who hasn't done anything or something specific that you want them to do if you haven't expressed like, hey, these are the things that need to. This is what I'm just learning this now as an adult.
These expectations, right?
No, I'm just learning now how to tell people like, hey, this is what I want to get done. This is what I need from you. Or how can we both address this particular thing?
Right.
And give the other person an opportunity to be a part of whatever it is that you want to improve, and vice versa. It should be both ways.
Yeah.
And then once you both know what it is, then you work towards it. Hey, you said you were going to do this, and like, what's up? Because if you just expect someone to do something,
right, and not be
and never have any dialogue about it, you're setting yourself up for failure.
Exactly, and that's something
I've successfully set myself up for failure.
No,
like the last 10
like
years
you
of my
said,
life.
you out of sight, out of mind. If no one tells you, you don't know. You can't know what you don't know, and so
Yeah, closed mouth doesn't get fed.
you know what I mean. And especially as women, and what we've seen growing up, you do it. You know what I mean? Or you just shut your mouth and you do it anyway, right?
Well, see, that's I think where you kind of have to like draw the line, right? Like, what you seen growing up and how we live our lives now are totally different.
Completely,
Yes.
right?
God. Like, I grew up, like, my dad went to work and he was the provider, right? And my mom stayed home and she was the one that took care of us. She provided. Not saying she wasn't a provider, because you guys
provided differently.
You guys provide in your own ways, right?
Yes, absolutely.
But that's not how me and my wife live our life, right? And but that's me understanding, like, all right, I can't expect her to do the things my wife used to do or the things that she's seen growing up, right? Because that's not how we go about doing shit.
Which goes back to how generations improve. That's
yeah,
the whole
like
goal.
so. Even going in the route that you're going now, it's just like let me have a nanny to help me do this.
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure you'll probably have someone in your life
Yeah.
Does she cook too?
that
Yes.
I hope so.
She will.
I'm gonna batter her with the beans.
We better.
I only expect her to cook for DeLuca, so it's really simple.
No, I want to make the beans for DeLuca.
Please, yeah.
Yes, but
We'll see
but
who
yeah, it's just we gotta.
Just no salt, please. He doesn't take salt right now.
No, that's fine.
It's hard. You do beans without salt.
No, you
it's
can
for the
actually.
baby. You just don't salt them.
Can. That's how you know if you could cook or not.
Not a bad point.
Yes.
Not a bad
There's a
point.
thing called herbs.
Yeah,
Oh,
spices,
yeah, he can.
especias.
Yeah, he can do herbs
Yeah.
and spices.
But yeah,
Absolutely.
you gotta
Salt is of the
move
earth.
on. You
It
got to
is.
move on from what you're used to because we're not. That's not us, right? Like you,
Right.
your mom didn't live the life that you're living now,
Mm-hmm.
right? Like, and the times too. Like California fucking sucks.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like as much as I love California, I'm not
love
shitting
hate.
on
Yeah.
California, but
shit on it
California
sometimes.
fucking sucks.
We're gonna have
Yeah.
a quick special appearance.
Hey,
Speaking
What's
of
up,
motherhood, hey Mia.
What's up?
Thuggies in the building, y'all.
That's my niece.
There's
We
my,
love her.
There's my
That independent woman, that
my,
girl.
my little mom.
That's my manager.
That's my
His
girl.
manager, my little mom.
That's
My
my
niece.
real manager. This one right
And
here is just the
babysitter.
one
The
sitting.
topical one.
Yeah, she's the one that makes us all look dumb.
Yeah. Oh, legitimately.
She looks at
sure.
us like, "You guys,
Yeah, stupid.
really? This is what you're gonna talk about right now?"
We've
amateurs.
actually had Mia on our podcast
We have, yeah.
last season where she was talking about the anxieties of social media and the struggles.
COVID
That was a
with
good
high
episode.
school and all that.
It
That
really
was a very
was.
good episode.
I had lunch with her today after a little health thing that we had to take care of. I learned something from that kid every day. Like
Good.
it freaks me out how aware she is and how she actually brought up an interesting point a couple of weeks ago where we were talking about mental health because I was telling her about what we learned with SP and oh my God, Natalie, I really
missed
wish
it. I
you would have
missed
been
that
here with
episode.
SP.
No.
We're gonna have a part 2 though.
Yeah, I hope we do because I really want to be in his presence.
And I'm not saying we're not gonna
Yes.
have a part 2, but if we don't have a part 2, all I gotta do is give that man a call, and we could literally just sit down, have a
And
cup of coffee, and
talk.
talk. I'm telling you,
that.
that was, I think, the biggest part of our conversation was me expressing how when I first met him was like us being in the realm that we're in. Our conversation had nothing to do with any of that.
That's good.
And
That's
the fact
perfect.
that you can have conversations with people
Yeah.
apart from what you guys do.
Yeah.
The commonalities.
Yeah.
I appreciate conversations like that because it gets kind of redundant when you're like, oh, well, I do this and I do that. And, well, this week was great. Well,
Yeah.
no, tell me about other things. You know?
No, he had a big thing about reframing things, and I've been trying to practice it all
I
week.
did-
Like
I did
how
listen to that.
how to reframe something
Yeah.
when
Yeah.
it doesn't go right. But Mia was telling me her thoughts on the fact that there's so much information about mental health available. It's in our face.
We don't even notice
We
it.
talk about it everywhere, work and school and social media and on the news, everywhere. It's in our face. So she says, I think our generation, it's just so in our face. And then we realize how fucked up we are. And then it's like, what's the point?
And that's depressing.
And that's depressing.
Yeah.
And that's why everyone has all these mental health issues because it's like, man,
Because it's
cool.
really
Now we know that we're really fucked up human beings.
Right.
Now
Right.
what?
Well, we'll just let AI take over and then we're all going to just die anyway. So it's okay.
And that
That was
I,
morbid.
now, see, I would like to
talk about
hear
reframing.
her take on that because, again, I've mentioned it before. Like having conversations with your kids is not like having conversations with kids their age. Like, and I say that because I'm in a shop where I'm dealing with different age groups,
Yeah.
right? And a lot of the conversations aren't nowhere near to the conversations that I've had with the girls. Like,
With me and
like we literally have like meaningful conversations, you know. And I'm like, I don't know if I should be telling you this.
Yeah.
I know. You're like, wait, what?
But you
But-
can gauge their maturity level where you know, like, I can have this conversation.
Yeah.
As to with other kids, you might think like,
Yeah, I
you
don't
might
know.
like pry and you realize,
Yeah.
okay, no, I'm going to keep
How
this
about
one
them
to myself.
Pokemons?
Yeah, exactly.
And
Exactly.
you-
You know who you can gauge with.
You had actually mentioned, Natalie, in the group chat about mothering or like
Oh, yeah.
types of mothering
Yeah.
styles. And this morning, like I said, Mia and I had a very active morning. But just the last couple of weeks, I've noticed that she's been a little stressed out just because she's going to school, she's working, and then she helps commute her two oldest siblings going back and forth to work or whatever. She helps out. And I realized this morning that she didn't want to take care of something personal that she had to take care of for herself because she had to do all these other things. And I was like, oh my God.
That was very motherly of her.
I was like, you're becoming me.
Yeah. I was just going to say that. That's
and that is not a good thing. It was not a good thing. And so that's
Did you tell her that?
Yeah, we had lunch about that. And I'm like, look, because she's also like the peacemaker in the family. Doesn't want problems with anyone, or she'll try and be like, well, this person means this and this is that. And she doesn't want any kind of conflict. She carries a lot.
She broadens the horizon of
She
of
does.
anything.
And she does. And then like she'll help build. We had this dresser that we bought, and for her age, she's doing too much. Like she
doesn't need to worry about.
She doesn't need to worry about all that stuff, right? And then I'm getting my car repaired, so she's working with her dad and trying to get him to come on. We got to take the car to go get this, that.
Sorry.
I'm like, no, this is not.
You're a child.
You're a teenager. Like you don't need to be doing it like this.
Can I offer something real quick? Only because you guys, one reference that irks me is what you just said. You're a child. Maturity will gauge whether or not that person's a child, and she's not a child. She's very mature, and she knows what she wants.
Right. Yes.
Which goes to let her do what she's doing. Just be there to navigate her where she needs to be navigated, but you can't tell her what she can and can't do, because the type of person that she is like how you said, she's just like me. That's a bad thing. No, it's not a bad thing. The bad part of
reframe that.
The bad part about that is that you didn't have anybody to navigate you.
Correct.
To tell you, hey, take a break. Hey, stop doing that. You do now, but she didn't then. Correct. You can offer that to her.
Yes.
Don't insult her by calling her a child, because she's not a child.
Right.
She's at the age of a child, but her maturity levels, the way I would see it is, if you can leave your child with her, she's not a child.
Correct. You're not wrong about that.
I agree, because she has babysat my child, right? So, but in the contrary, do you agree that she should have the amount of stress that she has on her plate as a result?
But
it depends on, because that's stress to you. Right. That's stress.
All right. That's a good point. That's a good point.
Well, Rickie said that she was stressed.
Well, no, that's Rickie's perception.
Well,
of
is she stressed or is she not
no,
stressed?
that is my perception of it. That I'm thinking like, fuck.
That's the point that I'm trying to make is, you got to understand, like how you were saying earlier, you got to understand who you're talking to,
right?
And you got to understand who you're dealing with.
Yeah.
She doesn't seem like a person that's not calculated and
Correct.
wouldn't do what she needs to do.
Yeah.
I honestly believe that she knows when to stop when she needs to stop.
Yes.
She's
stop, because you're 1,000. We were talking about the struggles that my two older kids are having, and so she goes, I knew when to ask for help when I needed help. My two oldest haven't figured that part out yet. They're working on it.
Yeah.
But Mia did, because when she was going through her challenges, her real like, she did ask for help. Like she very much like let me know, like, I need help and this is what I need. And so you're right about that. She knows how to distinguish that.
And it could be that the other two were just used to you doing everything, because the thing is, so this is what this is what ends up happening, right? As parents, if we see our child, and I'm guilty of this because I do the same thing with my son, but we tell our child to do something, and we are watching them do it, and it's not the way we would do it, we interject and be like,
correct them. Do it like this,
right?
Or just do it.
And so what ends up happening is they keep doing these things for you to interject purposely, because they really don't want to do it. That's not who they are.
Yeah.
Again, she's not that type of kid.
Right.
So she's just like, as an individual herself, like, she'll figure it out on her own. And you got to trust that when she's not ready to,
right,
or she can't, then you step in and be like, you know, I got this. But you can't.
Like you could see it in her.
And I'm only saying this because I'm listening. I'm like listening the whole time. I'm like, you're really mad for yourself. You're not mad for her. Because,
not at all.
Because who's to say? Not once did I hear you say that she was complaining about it being stressful.
Right.
I don't think it's
She's
ever
just doing it.
Yeah, I don't think it's ever stressful to someone if they could just naturally go on about doing it, especially at her age. Like, she could be doing whatever she wants to do
Right.
at that young age, right? But
Yeah.
she chooses to take on that motherly role, you know, and it's probably because she sees something. She's seen something along the way with her other two siblings that they're not catching on to.
And she has the ability to do it.
And not to mention the two oldest, they were raised, I mean, I raised them with their dad. Like their dad was an active participant in their lives.
Their upbringing.
Mia, we were separated when she was 4. So she did not have that, you know, 2-parent household.
Yeah.
It was just me, and I had direct, you know, influence over
Everything.
What she had
everything
She would
that
see.
she
what
was
she saw
seeing and doing. And from day one, the moment that she was able to come to work with me, no matter where I was working or what I was doing,
She was on
she
it.
was there. I was taking her to autos in Ontario and Sun Valley. She was staying out there with me. She would come to work. She watched everything.
Yeah.
So she got a really good introduction to she's a tough cookie.
Well, that's the role of a mother, right?
Yeah.
Going back to the topic of just mothers, like and Mother's Day, like you have DeLuca, and you right now currently you know this one way of dealing with your son, but in the future, if you and Mike decide to have more children, it's gonna be way different, right?
yeah.
And this is something that she's understanding, right? Like
Yeah.
she can't look at Wavy and Carlos and Thuggy and be like, boom, this is how I'm dealing with all three of
them.
you.
Yeah.
No, you
right.
can't. You can't throw the blanket over it and just, this is how we're going to do it.
We're all different.
They all have their own ways of being dealt with, right?
Yeah,
And
for sure.
that's just a part of motherhood. That's one thing that I've been telling Rickie lately. Like, motherhood doesn't stop. It doesn't, it's
No.
never, there's no.
No, I still need my mom. I don't know about you guys, but
Oh, definitely. I call my mom.
I need my mom.
There's been times or situations, and even recently, I was just like, man, I gotta just let me call my mom because I'm about to blow up on somebody right now, and I'll tell like
Yeah.
I don't need you to scold me and
Just listen.
and she hasn't. You know, at 36 years old, my mom is telling me like, well, you know what
Yeah.
you're supposed to do.
yeah.
Let me tell you right now, maybe not the time for you to do that. You might have a chance to do that later, but right now is not the time, and this is what you got to be ready for and be patient for this or that, you know.
Right.
Like we have to understand that, we have to approach that,
Right.
and that would be my suggestion to you, Rick, is understanding like your daughter knows what she wants. If it were any other kid, and I'm not referring to just your children,
Right.
but I mean I think the way we generalize kids,
Yeah.
if you were speaking to a generalized audience, that would make sense, but you're not. You're speaking to a specific person or about a specific person.
Yeah.
And that person isn't like
Has capabilities above and beyond her
her
years.
standards are
Yeah.
wow
for sure.
up there above a bunch of other people our own ages within our, you know what I mean? Like,
I think Mia is one of those like just in my own friend group that if I were to put her in my friend group, she is one of the people that I could have a mature conversation with. Not that any of my friends are immature,
Oh, no,
but
I know
she's
that.
right up there with them. You
I
know
got
what
a
I'm
couple
saying?
immature homies.
No.
You know what I'm saying?
One of the biggest compliments that child has ever given me, she was like, man, she's like, Mama, if you were younger, you and I'd be friends. Like, if I knew you in high school, like, I would be your friend. Like, you're
Aw,
cool.
that's
And I was
sweet.
like, But in the chat, I want to say that Erica says that it is very challenging to deal with each child in an individual way, right? So she's got a logical child and an emotional child. And it is a lot. Like, they're night and day, right?
and they probably look at each other like, the fuck?
Yeah.
That's cool.
Which was interesting because that's one of the things that SP brought up in our last episode, where he says like the high need kids versus the low need kids, right? And how the low need kid, and I'm not even sure that that's the term that he used exactly, are the ones you need to pay attention to a little bit more. You know,
Only because you naturally don't pay attention to them.
right, because they're always taking care of it.
Because they're
the
not needing.
low needs. Thuggy would fall into the
Correct.
low needs because
And that stayed in my mind.
because
like, big time.
she's very well self-sufficient,
Yeah,
right?
she can figure
But
it out.
I think what he had mentioned was that you still need to check in.
Yeah.
on them. Not as often, but you still need to. You still need to
Yes.
present and, you know, just everything good.
them.
Like it's just like each child is their own like dish, right? And the recipe is different for each one. Like it's not the same.
You get it with a fork, with chopsticks.
You're not
spoon.
throwing fucking Lawry's on every fucking recipe that you're making.
Lawry's?
Like, you know what I mean?
No.
Like no.
Not on that ceviche.
Yeah, this one needs this one needs that. This, you know, you gotta. It's being a mother's never gonna stop. Then it's probably, and let me praise you ladies, as I would for any of the guests that we have on the chat. Like, it's not fucking easy. Mm-hmm. Whether you're a single mother, co-parenting mother, or you guys and you and your significant other in a relationship, don't ever for a second think that they don't understand, because they do.
They who? The other person?
The other person.
Oh, okay.
Whether or not it's like a baby daddy issue or just a spouse, however it may be, don't think for a second that they don't understand, because they do understand. What they may not express is how they understand, or if they do, right? Like, everyone is different.
Yeah.
But they do get it. So if you ever feel like, man, am I a good mother? Am I not a good mother? Like, you are a good mother. I think Rickie, as much as you beat the shit out of yourself, you are a great mother to your children. And as happy as I see DeLuca every fucking time, Natalie, you are a great mother to your children. I'm always in the presence of strong, powerful women.
Yeah, you are.
My wife is at the top of all that, right? Obviously, like,
Go Sam.
she has to deal with my kids who, like, the little one is the fucking boss of everybody.
So sweet.
And no, she's not. You've never
I don't know.
You've never
Perception.
You've never.
That was a good point, Natalie. Perception.
You've never seen her punk her brother. I think Rickie's seen her, like, kind of.
We have.
Like, oh, she's the one. But
yeah, she is.
It's just,
she's
it's
the boss.
not, it's not easy. Like, again, like, if whatever your circumstances, it's not easy, right? Like,
Yeah, it's difficult.
the way you and Mike have to go about doing the things you're doing, like, those decisions right there are motherly decisions that you guys have to make also, right? As for him, it's a fatherly decision to say, okay, I agree with you. In your situation, it's different. My situation is different. But at the end of the day, you guys all are great mothers, and we appreciate all that you guys do, because as some men may not want to admit it, we can't do half the shit that we want to do or can do or will do without you guys. So happy Mother's Day to you ladies.
Should we just close with that? Oh my God, that's beautiful. I have nothing else to say.
We're done today.
I have nothing else to say.
Thank you for coming.
I really don't. Thank you, Ray. I have no words. I feel seen. I feel loved.
Let's go hang out with our kids.
No. I need to finish this beer.
She said, it's Mother's Day? No.
It's Mother's Day.
I love that.
My suegra's out there enjoying her grandkid. It's okay.
Yes.
We're fine.
Gladys.
We're fine.
La señora de la casa.
No, I can't say that no more. Like, I'm not allowed to say that no more.
What, la señora de la casa?
No, because my mom,
Why?
she's like, why does he call me that? My name is Gladys. No soy la señora. And I'm like, you are. La señora de la casa.
de la casa. Yeah. In the good way.
She's scary.
We love her.
Was that flirtatious on her, though? No sé,
Maybe.
señora.
You know what? Maybe.
Hold on,
Let us know, girl.
I'm about to take off my hat next time I see her.
Oh, my mom. She's going to crack out when I tell her about this.
Oh, that's hilarious. Do you guys have Mother's Day plans?
You know what? I'm going to be at the shop, unfortunately, just until noon, and then I'm going to go probably hang out with my mom. I know my wife and her dad are doing something tomorrow. So, him and his wife, they always do something. I'm not really ever included.
Okay.
We're not going to talk about that. But
No, but I mean, that's what she wants to do for Mother's Day. That's her thing. That's
I
her
don't
thing.
know if she wants to. We're not going to talk about it. We're not going to talk about it.
Anyway, what are you going to do, Rickie? Any plans? Any plans?
I got my mom a box of like little mini chocolate donuts that one of my coworkers made. And it said,
so sweet.
Happy Mother's Day, no me regañes.
Oh, I love that.
Because you could customize it however you want. She's like, well, what do you want to tell your mom? No me regañes. Because my mom's really good at always getting mad at me. But
I don't blame her.
I know. I give her plenty. I'm the high needs kid. Okay? I'm the high needs kid.
I was going to ask you that earlier. Who was the high needs kid?
How often do you cry in front of your mom?
Not often.
Really? I'm shocked.
I feel weak if I cry in front of my mom.
I'm shocked. Does your mom cry in front of you?
Yeah, usually during like
know what?
Thanksgiving. Usually during Thanksgiving,
I've
like
seen your
when-
mom cry.
We gotta
I have.
hold off on ending this real quick because the question you had was actually along that line of
Do you
do you mother like your mom?
mother?
No. Yes and no. In certain things, yes, and like because my mom
Yeah.
will tell me to this day, "Why don't you do this for your kids?" And why don't you? Which are things that she would do for my brother and I. And I'm just a different type of parent in general, but I do in some cases, right? So, but I think with my mom, like I'm thinking about this, not crying in front of my mom, because it really does intimidate me to cry in front of my mom. It's like such a sweet spot.
Interesting.
Yeah. She sees me cry out, like knows that I cry with anybody else and at any other time. But for me to cry in front of my parents is a very difficult thing. So my mom and I have this thing where for the longest time, like her and I would go to breakfast to IHOP. We've been doing it for 1,000 years. And we would just go early in the morning, chop it up, catch up. So what I like to, and it's challenging because my mom has everything she wants. My mom buys herself what she wants, does what you cannot buy for my mom. It's
Yeah.
impossible. So the greatest thing that you could give to my mom is time. So I got her the little donuts that I know she won't eat, but I know she laughed at what I said about no me regañes.
Sweet.
And so I told her, I go, look, Sunday morning, you and I are going to go do our usual thing. We're going to go, which actually we haven't done in a while because
Oh, that'll be nice to do then.
yeah, so I told her, you and I will go to breakfast. We'll have our... And I'm not taking my kids. They tried to include themselves last time. And I'm like, no, this is my time with my mom.
Yeah.
Let me do my thing with my mom. And then after that, I take her to Home Depot or there's a rose shop. And I let her buy whatever she wants to buy for the garden.
Sweet.
Let her buy
all
whatever
those
she
up there-
wants. Yes.
You guys go to IHOP a lot because there's a lot of flowers outside.
No. Well, I only do this for Mother's Day.
Specifically.
Oh,
Only
okay,
on Mother's
okay.
Day where we go to breakfast and then I'll take her so she could buy whatever flowers or landscaping things that she wants, come home and then I help her
Do that.
pot everything or plant everything wherever she goes. That's our little thing. And my kids wanted to participate with that last year and not that I didn't want to include them, but it's like that's my time with my mom. Like that's what I want to
sweet.
do with her.
That's cool.
I love
you drew the line.
I
Yeah,
did.
like,
And they were
this
like,
is
why
our
can't we
thing."
all go together? It's not that I don't want to go together. And it doesn't mean that we can't do something later together. But this is special
is
to my
our-
mom.
this is
My
what we
mom and
do.
I, this is what we do on Sundays. And then on Mother's Day, I take her to go get whatever she wants. for
It's
her
like one
plant.
of those. It's like one of those things where like I'm gonna take you. Like this is a, like you
Yeah.
and me date. Like
Yeah.
I'm
It's
gonna
like
take
the
you on a
Masuleña.
special date.
Exactly.
Like
It's exclusive.
yeah.
Yeah. It's
Nobody
exclusive. I
like
nobody can really go with Ricky or myself to the Masuleña
Yeah.
at 1 a.m. except for me and Ricky. And if you come with us, we're inviting you.
Right.
Right.
To-
It's exclusive.
Yeah,
It is
that's what
You've
we
been
do.
invited.
Yes.
But you better show up or you done fucked
Shout
up.
out to Hex because he keeps thinking like, oh, you guys are gonna go without me. We always go
We
without you,
always
bro.
go without you.
You're not in
He
that.
knows that.
You're not in that. You're not in that with us, brother. We're not in that together, bro. You can come with us, but we're not gonna
And
come.
we'll bring you tacos.
but
But you're
you're
not
not
going to
gonna
come at
come.
1 o'clock in the morning.
Yeah, you're not. That's
He's missing. So he just doesn't then.
Well, he can't because he's also performing. But
yeah.
But also too, Ray and I are on a taco diet, and we're trying.
right. I heard you guys
we're
failed
both
miserably.
supporting each. It's
I was supposed to be your
I'm-
accountability partner, and I don't know that it's going well.
You know what though?
Is it going well?
I did 3 push-ups before we
good
did the
for
set.
you.
I was
3
like,
push-ups.
yeah,
Wow.
I saw something and I was like, you know what?
Let me just.
Hold on,
I'm
Rickie.
already
which
in position.
actually, those of you in the chat right now, surprising news. If you haven't noticed, there's somebody that's missing in the chat tonight. There's somebody who's not in the chat.
It's Vinny.
Who's usually
Damn, that
in the
was
chat.
fast.
Jesus Christ, Natalie.
Sorry.
You know what though? Go ahead, finish that, and I have something to say after we're
Vinny.
done with
Vinny
that part.
is
Check in.
not in the
Vinny,
building
repórtate.
because Vinny met Hex tonight for the first time.
Oh, really?
So-
He is
So
at
he
a Dodger
exists.
game. He does.
Oh, good
So
for
check
you.
this
stadium.
out. You know what's awesome? Vinny actually made his way over to say hi to somebody without having to be told to go say hi to anybody.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And that is.
Oh, no, that's Vinny saying hi to Hex. You know, there's other people that, you know, they've been in the same vicinity
delayed processing.
numerous of times. And, you know, they just don't say
So he's
hi.
coming around, huh?
You know, shout out to my brother Vinny, man.
Yes, we got a good video.
I can't wait to actually meet him, and
I can't wait to meet him.
Yeah,
he's one of those people, man. I wish I would have met him outside of Twitch first, but I'm glad I met him through Twitch. But how about you? Do you mother like your mom?
And what are you doing with your mom on Mother's Day?
Same response, yes and no. As soon as I sent you the question, I saw it and I was like, wait, fuck. How does this apply to me, right?
It could apply in different ways.
I like that reflective moment after.
Yeah, and it's just like, oh, fuck. Wait.
Oh, yeah, you did edit it. Yeah, you did edit it. Yeah.
Because at first I asked, do you parent like your mother? But that's a little bit different. Do you mother like your mother? I do and I don't. And I want to say that my upbringing, for whatever reason, is so blurry. And I think I suppressed a lot of it because of my parents' divorce.
Oh, I could see that.
So it makes me really sad that I cannot remember. I don't have memories of my parents together or individually and how they mothered or parented me. Mm-hmm. And it makes me sad, but it's okay because I see my mom now and I see how she mothers my sister, and it makes me laugh, and also I'm like, you guys are fucking something else, because it trips me out because okay, so my sister is 20, she's in her mid to late 20s at this point now, you know, and she lives at home with my mom, and I don't think my mom would want it any other way. My sister can't leave the house anyway, so they're in this relationship.
It is a relationship.
That shit's so weird. No, and I'm not saying it like to be condescending to your mother and your sister, but because I know a lot of people that are like that. There's always that one sibling that kind of like just lingers behind.
Yes,
and no one cares that they're doing it. Like it's just normal. It's natural. Like you gotta.
That's what they're doing, right? But it's hilarious when I see both of them and they're bickering at each other or bickering about one another to me. And then I become the parent to my mom.
You're the Mia.
And
You're the Mia.
Yes. So then I'm like, Mom, Kelly feels like this.
You are literally Mia.
And then I go to Kelly, but maybe you have to think about my mom like X. She's an adult. She is your mom. And then I have to sit there like, who the fuck is telling me how to be?
Hold on, because it goes back to that it goes back to that book that I'm telling you, the mating with the book that I sent you.
Yes, I'll read it.
I could just look it up because I don't want, by Esther Perel.
Okay.
Hold on, I don't want to. Mating in Captivity. She also talks about how families who live together.
Yeah.
Multiple families, like my living situation right now, right? I live with my mom and all of my 3 kids, and there's no space, and there's no breathing room anywhere. How that kind of living situation in close quarters affects our ability to be intimate with people, our ability to open up with other people. In general, because you're so like close to all the people around, like just physically, yeah, and everyone knows your business, not even because they know your business, but because they can hear your business, that you feel like, fuck, I can't, you don't want to, that's intimate without you knowing that it's intimate. Distance. Or without you wanting to be.
The distance is intimate.
And it goes back to distance. She goes back to, because it made me think like how your mom and your sister, that's the relationship that they have because they live together. They're on top of their space. If they... The day Kelly moves out, it's gonna be a different relationship.
The irony though, because how you're saying like they're like in a relationship, right? Like, I'm pretty sure like if your sister went on a date, your mom will probably be mad, and not because she's on a date, which is like, what the fuck am I gonna do tonight?
Glad you mentioned that. So my mom is dating.
Okay,
and my sister is on her ass all the time. Where are you going? Why aren't you home?
Lo celosa, huh?
Who are you with? Why? When? Where did you meet? Well, how come? And I'm just like, girl, chill.
Let her breathe.
She is a señora, like
a grown-ass woman.
Let her do her thing. And so anyway, long story short, because this is a whole other topic of conversation, right? I tell my sister, look, I get it. I get it. You know, you're worried, you're this, you're that, you live there. Move out. Move out. Move the fuck out. I'm tired. I'm tired for you. That's why I moved out. I had to move. I need boundaries.
Yes.
I had to move out. I needed to breathe.
Mm-hmm.
And it sucks though, right? Because the reality is, and you might be able to empathize here, is the resources, the funding, how expensive it is to live in California, the roommate
That's ridiculous.
situation, the jobs, the ability, and that could also be an excuse, right?
You literally have to be in a relationship to to move out.
Yes,
anywhere.
you do.
Yeah.
You really do. So anyway, whatever. The thing is that there are ways to work around that. And back to the mothering part, I love the way that I'm seeing now how my mom interacts with DeLuca, because I have not been able to see my mom interact with children in general. I don't know why, because my mom is...
Did you want to see that?
Yeah, absolutely, because I had not seen the way my mom cared.
Oh, got it.
for other
Her
children.
side of it.
That's
Right?
crucial, because you want to see how she would actually treat your son.
Right, exactly. And I guess I should put out there too that my upbringing, I didn't have a lot of, besides my sister and I are 6 years apart. Other cousins, other younger babies are very distant. I have...
So you didn't have like a house full of rugrats
No,
growing
no,
up. It was
not
just,
at
it was just
all.
you and your sister, and then there's that,
and that's
that
and
distance.
that ginormous gap,
Yeah.
right? And so I didn't have this idea or this picture of how one raises a child or how one engages or interacts. And not to say that I'm this like stiff
Just
lady.
zero references.
Just no references. And it's really weird because my mom is one of 11 children that have 1,000 kids. I can't even name them all, but we just don't have that connection, right?
So you don't remember, like, for me, like, I think becoming a parent, because me and my sister are 10 years apart. So
That's a nice...
learning how to be
big
a
gap.
parent, I got from watching my mom, like, take care of my sister, you know, and then too, we grew up taking care of my sister, right? Like my mom, when she did go to work, when she decided to go back to work for like the same reason, it's just like, we both have to work now.
Yeah.
Like we can't afford this. Like we both have to work.
Yeah.
So me and my brother were the nannies. We were the ones, you know, we had to like
true.
take care of my sister. And so that's how when it came to having kids, like that's where I built that confidence. Like once my children were born, that's where I was just like, I got this.
Yeah.
Like, because I had to do it with my little sister. So do you think maybe, and I don't know if it's the same for you, but like some of the experiences you had with your sister, like can you recall taking some of that experience and bring it into raising DeLuca?
So it's funny, as you're saying that, I'm realizing that the way that I learned to mother, or my first experience with mothering, was with my sister. My sister,
Yeah.
like I said, are 6-7 years apart. So when I was in high school, I got a job, and then I'm thinking about Mia now. And I took my sister to school, and I bought her clothes, and I kept her entertained, or I did the cool things that you're supposed
You're
to
the
do.
cool older sister that took her little sister everywhere.
Yes, yes. She knows all of my friends. She's friends with all of the people that I know.
Yeah, there you go.
And
That's the one person that could really expose you.
yes, she knows all this. She knows everyone. She knows everything. And so so I was the mother at that point.
So there's your reference.
Yeah,
You just don't have the reference to your mother being a mother to
Which is
children.
interesting because when I had my kids, like I never thought like, how's my mom gonna be with my kids? I never thought that. It was always
Your
just,
situation was different.
yeah.
I didn't have the time to think about that. We were in crisis fucking mode.
Yeah.
But also,
And just everybody helping each other out at that moment, survive.
right.
Which, shout out to like the way our community interacts.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Right? Like just the
How
way
they come together.
Like it's all like, even like when my son was little, I missed like a big part of his life, mainly because I was like going to work and going to school at the same time. So it was like 18-hour days for like 2.5 years. So
Jesus Christ.
it was just like those first 2-3 years of you being there with your infant is like really crucial. So like me having to go through that and the struggle that we were going through, I wasn't in my perspective, I wasn't the best dad. But I built animosity towards everybody that got to spend time with my son. But even those people, like even like my wife's grandma and her mom and my mom and like everyone that got to spend the time with him that I couldn't spend with,
because they were there.
Yeah, I was just like, but when I look back at it, like I'm so fucking happy that they did.
Right.
Because it allows me to like now do what I'm doing. Like people are like, man, you're always with your kids. Fuck yeah, I'm always with my kids.
Yeah.
Like
it came with sacrifice.
Yeah, like what do you do? Like, man, you know how
and
much
that adversity builds character, not just with you, but with your kids too.
Yeah.
Then we could do.
I remember when I moved out after I separated, and the kids and I moved into a 1-bedroom apartment, and they would agree with you that it was probably the most challenging chapter, but the best chapter of our lives. I had a big walk-in closet, but we all slept in one room. I had bunk beds for the 2 oldest, and then me and I would sleep in the room, and then sometimes they would sleep in the closet. And I remember my good friend Peter came over one day, and I don't remember which kid was sleeping in the closet. They had like made a bed, like it was just all fun, like it looked, because it was a big closet.
Yeah.
And I was embarrassed because I was like, oh my God. And he was like, is your kid sleeping in the closet? And he's like, are you okay? Like, and everything looks fine. Do you need help? I was like, no, it's fine. Yeah. And then a couple of days later, he goes, I was just teasing you. He was like, that kind of adversity really builds character in people.
Not just
your
that,
kids are
but
gonna love that.
Your children will grow and look at that because in that moment they don't see any adversity that you had to overcome. They're
having a good time.
They're just looking at it like, I got to sleep in the closet. I want to sleep in the closet today.
It was fun.
Yeah, they don't know any different.
Like I the same thing. Like I look back at like the times that I would spend with my son. I was like, bro, do you remember we used to just walk from the house to Taco Bell, and there was a specific thing he always wanted, and that's the way he is now. He just wants.
Isn't there a video of him?
He wanted to do he wanted to do his own vlog, so I recorded it for him, and I edited it, made it look like his own YouTube video and everything.
That's cool.
But it's just like we did that for so long, and then I started thinking, like, damn, I've never done that with my daughter. But the reason why I did that with my son is because I didn't have money to do anything else. We didn't have another car. Like now we have both our cars.
Yeah.
And like things are financially way better than they were when we had my son at my daughter's age, right? But it was just like, well, my wife has the only car we have right now because she's at work right now.
Right.
Hey, bro, what do you want to do? Taco Bell, Daddy. All right, let's go, bro. Let's go.
Let's do it.
And so we would walk from my house to the Taco Bell. I don't know, you know where the Taco Bell is on Vineyard and 4th, right? And then you know where my house is. So my house is like, it's a cool little walk for a little kid. That's a mission.
It is.
Yeah.
But it was just like doing things like that. And he didn't know the reason why we were doing that is I couldn't afford to do anything else.
Right.
I didn't.
But he doesn't know, like you
and
said,
it wasn't like I was sitting there like, oh yeah, we're gonna like. No, he wanted like this chicken burrito that was like $1.80, and his freeze. But I would because I was broke at the time. I would calculate it. Like I'd be like, all right, well if we leave now, this is the happy hour to get the freeze for $1.
Perfect. Yeah.
Right. So now I only got to spend like $2-3 on the meal.
Yeah.
And I know he doesn't always eat his meal completely, so I'm cool. Like I'll just get that, and I'll get like a bean and cheese on the side, and I'll be fine. Like that's how I survived.
Quality time.
Right?
That's what Amy says. Quality time.
And that, like even now, like I don't even if he's listening, if Samantha's watching it, like that's really what it was me trying to survive, but we made the best of it for him, so that he was just like boom. Like now he hates it because they don't actually have the burrito that he used to always get. So now he's just like, Dad, I don't want to go. And every time we go, the machine doesn't work for the icy thing. And he's an old ass man.
But it's humbling.
Ray 2.0.
And like you said, he doesn't know the difference. He doesn't care. All he cares about is that you're there with him, and you guys are about to go on an adventure, right? That's beautiful.
I'm about to go on this adventure and pee right now. Let's go.
All right.
There it is.
She's loving it.
I'm going to be honest right now. It's been like that for me. The last like 2-3 episodes, I drink entirely too much, whatever it is, coffee, water. And I like,
yeah, you do
I'm
bring Starbucks. I could see that.
My pants.
Yeah, I get it.
Let's wrap this baby up. Yes.
Let's go.
All right. Well, let's see what my notes say here.
Oh, wait a minute. And I'm so glad you're back for this. No disrespect to Rickie Lee.
Thanks.
No disrespect to Rickie Lee because she held it down last week, but we needed
It was nerve-wracking.
Natalie's plug on this shit.
Plug closing.
Run it. Are you ready, Natalie? Because we need this.
I think so. No, and
We
I
need it.
heard you last week. You did good. I'm so proud.
Let's go.
It's not bad at
It was
all.
stressful.
You
I
did
was like,
great.
this is a lot.
We skipped a lot of shit.
We did.
We skipped so much shit. I feel like you got this down like that.
I'm locked.
Let's do this.
You're doing
I
it
could
in
do
your
with my
sleep.
eyes
Ready?
closed, I would.
In
All
your
right.
sleep.
You guys are ready for this one?
No pressure.
Ready, Ricky? Let's look at her while she does it.
I'm going to do my closing voice. Today's episode was produced live by Raymond Andrew at Rose City Sound with your hosts, Natalie and Rickie Moda. For inquiries, topic suggestions, and sponsorships, please email us at onthisfrequency@gmail.com. On This Frequency is available where all podcasts can be streamed. Watch a live stream recording every Friday at 6 p.m. Pacific Standard Time on Twitch. That's twitch.tv/On This Frequency. Invite your friends, invite your girls, your guys, have a drink, watch us on Friday nights. And I know the summer's coming, maybe you're not doing anything, put this Twitch on. Okay, watch us on YouTube and be sure to hit the subscribe button to be notified whenever we upload new episodes. You can always support the On This Frequency team by buying us some coffee. You can send us your donation at buymeacoffee.com/On This Frequency. Keep in touch with us on Instagram and Twitter. Our handle is simply On This Frequency. Frequency. With our frequenters. Sorry.
With our freaks.
No, with our freaks.
Oh, yeah, the freaks. Sorry.
The
sorry.
freaks.
Sorry. Yeah.
Emotes are coming.
Oh,
Yes,
God.
I'm so excited for the emotes.
That's going to be a good one.
All right, for those of you tuning in on Twitch, we're closing this episode out with your comments and questions right after this. Bye.
Bye.
Increase the peace.
Peace.
Vénganse, vénganse, vénganse. Vamos a jugar hoy, hoy, hoy. Vamos a cantar hoy, hoy, hoy. Vamos a llorar hoy, hoy, hoy. Vamos a fumar hoy, hoy, hoy. Vamos a jugar hoy.
All right. Who has to use the restroom?
We all do.
We do.
Yeah.
Should we close out the chat?
Are we
Sorry,
closing out the chat?
I read it
Chat.
and then I didn't realize. Maybe we could just say a quick shout
Does-
out and good night.
Well, anyone who
Who's
has
in
to go to the restroom, let me sit here and be perfect for a second.
Wow, he's admitting it now publicly.
I'm not. You know
He
what?
is admitting it now
Simmer down
publicly.
over there. Simmer down.
Oh, he's owning it now because we've said it so much.
No, you know what it is?
He's saying,
So here's
he's
the thing.
owning it.
Shameless plug. Samantha and I brought it up in our podcast that aired today, right? So if you want to hear about it, they hear about it because she actually
The
admits.
Salmon Ray podcast.
She did?
She actually admits exactly what I've been telling you. It's just I'm not wrong. It's just, it's just that she.
But Ray doesn't deliver it like
But she
an asshole.
she's married to me, so she sees when I'm wrong, right? And I've explained why I do have I guess you would call it like a wealth of knowledge. Like it's only because I fucked up so many times that I know. So like
you
this,
got a lot of wisdom. You got a lot
like
of
this
wisdom.
image of you guys like, oh, Mr. Perfect. You know why? Because all the fuck ups that your guys are complaining about, I've done them in the past.
Yeah. We're
So-
just catching up. So
Yeah.
maybe
you got the good side of me. You got the cool side of me that you didn't have to
we
fucking
didn't
deal
have
with
to
in the
suffer.
past.
We didn't have to suffer.
Hold on, but I want to hype ourselves up then. If you just said that you've already done our fuck ups, then we're on the road to perfection.
I'm
Hell
saying.
yeah.
I'm
Shit.
fucking saying.
I'm already fucking there, dude.
We're here.
And if
And no, and actually, because Amy says we get the best of Ray. Her and I were having lunch a few months ago, and we were talking about you, Ray. And I think I even told you because it's like it's not that you're.
Tell me more.
It's not. It's not that you're the perfect person. It's just that I think you just you know how to listen and you know how to apply certain things and deliver things a certain way. Almost sometimes even in the Socratic method, right? Where you're like, oh. Okay, that makes sense.
Yeah.
Or also raise someone that you know, like, don't fuck around with this person.
Yeah. Yeah.
Don't fuck up. Don't do dumb shit.
interesting.
I say that.
He's a critical
I agree.
thinker.
Yeah.
Well,
I love it.
this was probably about the shortest after show you guys are gonna get because my homies over here,
We don't want to get a UTI.
they got mom bladders.
Yeah, that's true.
We gotta go.
All right, y'all have a wonderful
Next
Mother's
week.
Day.
Yes.
Next week, do we have the guest next week? No, we have a guest in 2 weeks.
Is it 2 weeks?
It's gonna be dope. Next
Yes.
week, you know what? We didn't mention.
Oh, let's mention it.
We did not mention.
I
that-
won't be here next week.
Oh, you're taking time off.
No, we have a gig next week, but I am taking time off. No, I'll be on.
Oh,
time
you'll be
for
back,
that.
but we have a gig next week. Oh, you have a gig next week.
Uh-huh.
Wait, what's happening?
She's not gonna
Next
be here.
week,
you know
you
what
guys
that?
are gonna be solo.
You know, no, that's
gonna
fucking
fuck
great.
shit
You
up.
know why?
Yeah.
because now we could really do like plantita shit.
Oh my
The
god.
plantita shit that we've been planning on doing.
do it.
Ray is a whole nother person.
Okay.
Rickie Lee, you could go use the restroom anytime
Natalie
you
has
want.
transformed Ray into this like other
Welcome, friend.
plant master Ray.
He's officially on Plant
I thought you had to go
Talk.
use the restroom, Rickie.
Wait, hold on. No, I'm not missing this because I'm not surprised if Ray's gonna come out with like an Instagram page and it'll be called Plant Master Ray.
No.
Yes.
We're
Plant
not doing
Master
all
Ray.
that.
I
We're
support
not.
it.
We're not doing all that. But our good friend over here, Miss Natalie, presented us with something, and I, of course, as always, I fucking overindulge in shit.
Oh my god, you guys should do the Martha Stewart, do the layout, bring a table.
We'll
You're
do a standing
welcome.
one, and then we'll.
You know what?
You're
You know what I got
welcome.
in my
Say less,
cart?
say less.
You know what I
You're
got in my
welcome.
cart? I got one of those repotting mats.
Oh
Okay,
my
wait,
god.
and I'm really glad that we're having this conversation because I had to have a conversation with you about one of the plants that you wanted, and I wanted to tell you like, hey, you know what? We're gonna have to do something with it, and maybe we can do that with it next
You're
week.
Next
welcome.
week.
You're welcome.
Yes.
So next
a
week-
table,
Yes.
a high table with
Wait
all of
wait
your
a
potting
second.
supplies.
She was just talking shit. Now she's saying you're welcome. Don't try
I
to
just
get
gave
credit.
you guys. I just gave you guys a great
Don't
idea.
try to
It'll
credit.
be the
We'll give her
Martha Stewart
credit. We'll give her
edition
some credit.
of On This Frequency with Ray and Natalie. I'm sorry, with Ray and Plant Master Ray.
Yes. I like it.
I like that.
Go
I'm,
use the
I'm
restroom.
actually
Go-
no. I'm holding it now. That's
A
gonna be a
plant
good
conversation
episode.
is worth UTI, huh?
Yeah, it is. Because I want to be a part of planning this. Because I totally see it now with the
You
like I
can't
said,
plan
with
it. You're
the
not going to
table.
be here.
I'm still. I just gave you guys the idea.
No.
But,
What
and
are
I'm
you
gonna be watching.
We've
I'm gonna be
literally
watching.
been talking about
See
it
the
all
space?
week.
I said, get the
See the
table.
space?
I said, get the table.
We have a table. We've been talking
the
about it all
table.
week.
Put
We've been
the
talking all
table,
week. But next
standing
week,
up.
we're going to do a repotting. And not just a repotting, but
Hey, you could do a plant sale too. Remember Jenny used to do the plant sales
Oh
on
yeah,
Instagram?
online. Yeah,
we're
do that.
we're gonna set up something.
Okay, I'll give you credit for that one.
we're gonna set up something for the future, and hopefully before summer comes,
Yes.
for Natalie to actually put together an in-person class, right? Or,
Yeah,
or just
a
like
repotting class,
a
a
repotting
networking.
class.
Let's get together. Let's get
Should
our
do that,
hands
Miss
dirty.
Lisa.
You know
Or
what?
me vida.
Okay,
could do
we're
it
gonna
anyway.
talk about that off
Anyway.
this.
Yes.
But
yes.
we could do that. We could do that
Yeah,
anywhere.
anyway, yes, we're
We
getting
could do
really
that
excited.
anywhere, but these are the plans that are coming, and
Yes.
Rickie Lee's just fucking hating. Yeah, you know what it is, Nat? It's fucking FOMO, dude.
Wait, hold on. You know what? And
like
I don't
this.
blame her because
What kind of plan is that?
last week with SP and I wasn't here. I was having major FOMO.
You
I
should
was-
have.
I actually, my night, I was in a sour ass mood because
Yes.
I was not able to be here.
Me
I'm
too.
Sorry.
Because I was like, damn, Natalie would have had a lot of good interjections with this interview and a lot of good feedback. Because he was, and this is why we were excited to bring him too, because it was like, this is it.
Double A asked if a cactus is considered a plant.
It is,
It's
isn't it?
actually
It
a
is,
succulent.
yeah. Yes.
Oh, here we go with the expertise.
Thank you. Yes.
love all of
Ray is going to become my assistant. Like what is like the sous chef?
I don't
Like
know.
chef and
Master
sous
Ray.
chef.
I don't
We're
know.
gonna collaborate. We're gonna do
Master
these
Ray.
together.
All I know is I'm waiting for a Primavera Color Limon storefront, y'all. We got to get on this girl so we can
Thank
get
you.
her.
Because you do
get
custom
a
orders
fucking
too. Because didn't
storefront.
he just give you some exotic
Oh
plant
my
to look for?
God.
And he's like, he's taking pictures at the stadium. Like, do you know what kind of plant this is? I was like,
No, we knew
Ray,
the-
I don't know what kind of plant
We
this is.
we knew the plant. We just needed to know we can get it. That's
Yeah.
all it was.
Oh my God, I
It
was
took about a
cracking
week.
bro.
I was
got
cracking
it.
up.
I got it.
Hold on, Rickie Lee. I have friends. Okay,
Glad that I'm sitting in the middle of this.
I have friends, Rickie.
I encourage the
swear.
plant life. I encourage the plant
She
life.
gets
It's fine.
so bent out of
It's
shape.
fine.
The only person
Fine.
that she doesn't get upset about is my wife, which is just right. But it's like Hector. Oh man, she was hot when
Oh,
me and
same
Hector first
thing.
hung out together
I
alone.
was like, what?
Oh.
Wait, I didn't organize this.
Pissed. I was like, oh, you're making a video with
Oh, y'all
Hector?
hanging out?
And nobody told me.
Oh, I'm not invited.
I
Listen,
don't
Rickie, you'd be invited to this, but you decided that you need to go be somewhere else, and I don't know where else is.
But it ain't here
But
with
it
the
ain't here.
plantitas, homie.
Which is fine. I don't suffer from FOMO. I do suffer from FOMO with the people that I like.
I'm glad you like us.
I do like you guys. Fuck yeah.
LA
We'll make
Amy.
you a plant.
LA Amy, man, Amy, you don't know. I don't have. I don't have nothing in my
Put his
pocket.
phone away.
Stop it!
I don't have
Stop it
nothing
right
in
now.
my pocket.
Because let me tell you something. Let me tell you something that my mom did. We would be at Walmart in the plant section, and my mom would be taking her geraniums, right, like a red geranium, and then all of a sudden, I see my mom go over to like the white geranium, like rips one off, and then inserts it into the red. The red one. I'm like, Mom, what are you doing? She's like, no one's gonna know. I want a white one too.
Yeah.
I was like, that's theft, Mom.
No,
She's like,
it's propagating.
I'm so glad you said
I almost dropped my laptop.
Yes.
Wow.
Yes, Ray.
Wow.
Welcome.
Okay.
Welcome.
Get out of here, Rickie Lee.
Oh, wow. That was great. That was full circle. Good night,
gotta
y'all.
go.
Good
Bye.
night.
Vénganse, vénganse. Vamos a jugar hoy, hoy, hoy. Vamos a cantar hoy, hoy, hoy. Vamos a llorar hoy, hoy, hoy. Vamos a fumar hoy, hoy, hoy. Vamos a jugar.